Okay, folks, happy Friday evening. Back where we picked up this morning from trying to finish up this rocket truck, which it's nearly done. And then we're probably just going to roll into something else. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing and seal it. We're probably going to roll into something else. Assuming there's something else I can roll into. Okay, that's all secure. We did some drippings on here. And we actually wanted to do the fog lights too. So I'm going to go ahead and do the fog lights before I forget to do that. Not that it's that big of a problem. You can go back and do that afterwards. Grab a little bit of water here. And a little bit of black. This thing is squished like there's no tomorrow. And a little bit of white. Of course you gotta have a little bit of white, otherwise what color would you make the fog lights? This particular vehicle has white fog lights, not yellow ones. I consulted the internets, and that's what it showed. Yeah, let's use this one. Let's get this little setup here we have. Keeps holding it into place. And we're going to make ourselves a dark gray. Dark gray-like color. I'm going to fill this whole thing, this whole little circle, in this dark gray. And then we'll get the one with a more finer point on it. And a little bit of white to it. And we'll see if we can get a tiny little semicircle in there. Yeah. A little bit here, a little bit there. Minahani, welcome. Does that mean anything? Minahani, it just doesn't seem like it's just an arbitrary name. It's like maybe that means something in another language. Faceless whore. Would that be like a three-bagger? What are you doing exactly? Why I'm exactly painting a die-cast truck, and we're enhancing it with weapons for this game called Gaslands, which is like a Car Wars type game. Best way to describe it. And it uses Hot Wheels cars. And when I mean Hot Wheels, I mean, majorette 1/64th scale die-cast. That's what this is. This happens to be a Colorado truck. And the glare is just really shitty here. I don't do shout outs like that. Oh, boring. Okay. Well, that's what I do. Sorry. It's like ringing somebody's doorbell when they answer the door. Can I help you? Oh, fuck. You live here? Never mind. All right. So, what do we have left on this? Not a whole lot. It's pretty much ready to go. It's pretty much ready to go. Oh, the rear view mirrors. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give it more black lining to make some of those door lines pop, because it was kind of a boring colored truck. It was all red. And this is a truck that someone gave me, and they said, "This is my truck." Like they're going to use it or something like that. I'm like, yeah, you can use it. I mean, you could use it in the game. You're more than welcome to use it in the game. Playing with toy trucks at 42. No, I'm actually playing with toy trucks at 54. I'm kind of the antithesis of modern kids, you know. Kids these days, instead of playing with modern trucks, are out smoking pot. So I'm just playing with trucks from 54 and not doing drugs. Oh, we already have some of this? Is this the dark tone? It is the dark tone. All right, so let's go in here and do some of the door jams and make these details pop. Thought it was 42. I look like I'm 42 because I'm playing with toy trucks. If I wasn't, I'd probably look like I was 60. Hobbies keep you young, man. Unless your hobby is like doing drugs and drinking. Probably not. Probably doesn't have the same effect then. I've said this many times before. This is. Oh, what do we have here? No. Crap. Are we in this? Are we going to be in the same problem that we were yesterday? Let's see. Maybe I may need to fire up the. Let's fire up the computer. Full access to everybody. All right. Gotta have our hobbies, man. Let's get this. No, of course not. I can't see this keyboard. Trying to film with a camera and it's not working really well. Well, it's working fine. It's just I can't see the comments. So I don't really want to be one of those people that just lets people comment stuff and then not comment on it. You know, it's not exactly conducive to making people want to see more stuff. So let's go ahead and pull up this. Probably should have done this beforehand, but shit happens. That's how it is. I wing everything. I got too much planning I gotta do Monday through Friday. Let's go here. Let's go here. Do that. And we'll screw live chat. Okay. All right, as we were. Yeah, this happens to be a Maisto, and one of the things about the Maistos I think that's how you call it, how you say it, Maisto, is they don't have interiors. So there's no point in breaking this thing apart to paint the interior when it has no interior. Let's make these door panels pop, and then we can move on to a different vehicle. Well, I did get the notification that my 3D printed items finally got shipped out. Looks like they're going to be probably late by like a day or two than the day they originally told me. So we're kind of trying to work around stuff that I don't require any of those things on. I think this thing's ready to go. I think this one's ready to go. Just want to make the doors pop. You know, if you don't do all the door popping, you're missing out on showing off other details that this vehicle could have. So this has a rocket on it. It's got a chain gun at the top. This thing's complete now. Just needs to be sealed. I'm gonna move it over here somewhere it's a little bit more out of the way and secure. All right, who else we got coming up here that I have the parts for? I'd like to do this little purple pickup truck since I already have a name for it, but the weapons for it are probably they're not here. I think we need to build this guy. This has a fair amount of painted parts on it. I have no idea what the hell it's going to be armed with. But I know it's going to have that skill that's called, where you can choose whatever gear it's in. You can start in whatever gear you roll for. You have to roll a d6. And assuming your car is eligible to go in that, hot start is what it's called. Assuming your car is eligible to go in that gear that you roll, that's the gear you would start in. So, like, for instance, if you put hot start on like a bus that can only go to third gear in the game, then, and you roll a 4, you'd just re-roll. You'd be in a different gear. But this is going to be a buggy, and I'm pretty sure a buggy can go up to 6 gears. I'm pretty certain. Max gear is 6, yeah. Yep. All right, now we got to find all the parts for this guy. Okay, this is one of them. Let's go ahead and install it on. Of course, we'll be repainting this. This goes in like this, and this goes in like this. Okay, so this is kind of how that goes. And the wheels that go on it are, well, you can just read on the bottom. I don't remember what this thing's called. It's like a Fiat something or another. Fiat 500C. There you go. Here's the bottom of it. Okay, and then it has a part that is painted black because it was chrome as hell. Chrome as hell? What the hell is that? That's what this was before I painted it. Okay, this is what this thing looks like. Gotta put this through here. This is what this thing looks like. And this was like almost like a gold color, and this was like chrome down here. So it was like going in like 12 different, it was going in like 12 different directions at once. All right. All right, so we got a buggy. The buggy has what, 2 slots? Two build slots. The cost is only 6. All right, I'm just going to call this temporarily hot start so we know what it is. And I don't remember how many points hot start is. It's on my phone. I'm using the phone to film, so that's not really working really well for that. Okay, but a buggy is 6 points and it has 2 build slots. Now, I can't put a turret on it because there's no space for it. I got a couple little chain guns that are small that'd be here. I think they'd fit on there just fine. These are chain guns. How much are they going for? Or mini guns as they call them. 5. I could put 2 mini guns on there. Have a hellacious amount of firepower to the front. That's 10 points. So now we're up to 16. Hot start's probably a 6-point skill now that I think about it. Let's see if I can find this from the computer. I should be able to. Oh, I don't have to use the computer. I just use a rule book. I'm so used to using the stuff that have access to online, not using the actual rule book. I'm just always worried about the rule book getting worn out, especially a rule book that's really nice looking like this. Like I don't like rule books that are too nice looking because then it's like, man, this is going to get all torn up just using it. One of these days, we're going to play a game different than Death Race. We're still kind of having new people show up and play, so that's why we've done that sort of thing. Okay. Hot pockets. What's it called? Hot start. It's not daring. Perks. Aggression, no. Badass. Nope. Built. Nope. Daring. Nope. Horror. No, it's not horror. It's not military. Precision. Pursuit. Speed. Hot start. It's only 1 can? Wow, that's cheap. That's really, really cheap. Wow. Well, the other alternative is to actually not make this a 27-point vehicle. Make this a vehicle, make a vehicle class that we don't have yet. Because right here, equipped with 2 miniguns, which is pretty powerful, this is only a 6 plus 2 miniguns is 10. That's 16, and hot start, that's a 17-point vehicle. So if I do a set of cars that are 17 or 18 points, the other alternative you can have is if you, instead of having a 35-point vehicle, you can have a 17 and an 18-point vehicle. And that might actually, and the only reason I'm doing it is because it's just kind of a nice balancer with the points. You know, I think that they put some thought into how they've created this game with the points. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but at least it gives you something that to strive towards. Because I've got more buggies. Now, the one buggy I do have that's done is a Hippie-ki-yay. And Hippie-ki-yay is a fully fledged 27-point vehicle. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll create this. We'll create this as a We'll create this as a 17-point vehicle. We'll create this as a 17-point vehicle. Because I don't want to make this, I don't want to turn this into a dragster. I don't think the dragster is very useful. You know, it has a jet engine, which basically means you got to hit the, it's a nitro that keeps on giving. Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this a buggy. Now let's look and see what kind of armament we have here. Because I still have plenty of these guns. Let's get the super readers here and see what we got. I got some pretty small mini guns. We'll pull these things out here. They've not put a couple of machine guns on it. So if you put 2 machine guns on it, then you've, let's see, hot start and the buggy, that's 7 points. And 2 machine guns, you could either do 11. Man, that's a really cheap vehicle. That's a really cheap vehicle. If I just do regular machine guns, so even heavy machine guns are what, 3 each? So that's 6. That's 13 points. So you could have 2 of these instead of a 27-point vehicle. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's not do miniguns. Let's put heavy machine guns in there. All right, let's dump this and see what we got in here. We got 1 machine gun that stayed in here is a 30 caliber 1911 A1 looking gun. Big old chain gun. What's this? Ammo stuff? I don't care about that right now. Machine gun turret. Armor plates. All right, here's a AK looking thing with a banana clip. That's what we want to use. Some of these that are like AK looking stuff. You know, something like that would work also. Here's one of the miniguns I was talking about. Should fit on here. Kind of awkward where that goes. See if they've got another one of these that's how you can put this thing. You just put this double thing. Of course, I got to have somewhere double to put it on there. Looks like it's shooting out. It's shooting its motor out. It's probably not a good place for that. Could have rockets. That takes up both of the slots. That'd be a 10-point vehicle. 11 points with the skill. See if we can find another MG. Okay, here's one with a round magazine. This one has a banana clip. I'd like for them to both be the same. It seems like I've got lots of these. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, they're mirror images of each other. I'm liking that already. Here's another one of this group. Here's a tiny little minigun. Okay, here's one of these. That's of that group. Here's another one of that group. Tell me I got one more. That'd make me happy. Yep. And I want to say I've used 2 of these already, so I must have gotten 4 in this set. So if I did something like this, we'll have to spit out the bullets away from the car. So we could glue that like this, and then do the same thing on the other side. And the gun's definitely center on a point like out here. That doesn't look too bad though. That doesn't look too bad. Now, these, I think I only have one of each. Can mount that up there. It could be a double machine gun. I think I'm going to go with the double AKs on the roof. The double AK looking things. Let's put all this stuff back. Yeah, we have a ton of shit coming in. A lot. And we'll do an unboxing on it. And hopefully it's really cool. And we can show off another manufacturer. Another 3D part manufacturer. The problem with ordering from these folks is that I've ordered from before, I basically got everything they make. So unless they make new products, it's going to be just more than what you've already seen. Now, I don't have a problem with anything I bought. This stuff is all really good quality. But I don't mind having some different looking stuff just for variety, especially the Rams. There's a lot of Rams coming in, and they're all very unique looking. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is let's take this thing apart again. And let's go ahead and glue these wheels down. Okay, so they're not all over the damn place. Faceless Horror, welcome back. Faceless Horror, would that be like a 2-bagger or a 3-bagger? They are 3D printed. So these items that I have here are actually from a manufacturer called Switchyard Studios. I ordered a lot of stuff from them a couple months ago. Really happy with the turnaround time on them. Really high quality stuff. Some of their Rams that they made were FDM, so they had like the lines you could see through. But even with that, really high quality items. Really happy with them. Some of their weapons, like this one, are like resin, and like have no flash on them. So I highly recommend them. Now, I basically ordered almost everything that they made that I had an interest in. So when I was going to order more parts, I'm like, well, let's try a different. There's 2 other manufacturers that were out there. So this was Switchyard Studios. Then there's Creepy Hero Studios, which I've got the Creepy Hero stuff coming, and I got a bunch of stuff coming from them. Basically, almost everything I could ever want from them. I got a lot of cars to do. I got a couple hundred cars. And I don't have to do them all. I just enjoy doing them. And then the third one is somebody Finn something or another. Now the reason I did Finn, I'm going to do Finn last, is because a lot of the stuff looks like it's got a lot of the stuff looks like they have a lot of lines through it and kind of a bit crude. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's just kind of the impression that I get from looking at their stuff. Put on a puppet show. Well, I don't have any puppets, sorry. I used to when my daughter was little. Actually, they're probably somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where they are. I don't have any inappropriate puppets though, and that's probably what you would want. I don't blame you. You know, puppet and putting up. We can do a puppet show. I just can't throw my voice. All right, so hey, what's up, Greg? Nice Saturday afternoon here in Australia. Nice to catch you live. You just have to get up at the right time. It's so difficult with Australia because you're just a polar opposite of what it is. So I know you've got a veritable hard on for me painting this ute, and it's coming. I already have a name for it, right? Where's the ute? Where's the little utie? There it is. It's going to be called Grape Shot, and it's going to have some kind of pintle mount chain gun or something back here. But I'm going to use one of the weapons that's coming. So I think this is going to be. I don't know whether it's going to be a car or a truck. I might make it a car vehicle class. That way it can handle pretty decently, but it's going to be Grape Shot. See, I name things before I build them, not like, I got this thing built. I don't know what it's armed with, and I don't know what the name of it is. Like, that's not me. With Grape Shot, it should be like a Napoleonic cannon, with canister only. All right, we got these double AKs. We need to prime them, so we're going to get a little bit of the primer. Yeah, and you're getting summer coming too, right? Your summer's around the corner, so this is like your April or something like that. Although you have good weather. You don't have weather that's super hot. I bet if you told most people, where do you live? I live up in the mountains in Australia. People would be like, there's mountains in Australia? You could paint the Southern Cross on the bonnet. What the hell is that? Well, it's not necessarily an Australian vehicle. Now, what the hell is it doing in Gaslands? You know, if I made an Australian vehicle with on the Ute chassis, my first inclination is to camouflage it. Like leave it purple and be like, like spray paint like sand colored squiggles or something on it. What the hell is the Southern Cross? They're going to be a free agent, whoever the hell they are. Is there a Northern Cross? Definitely Australia. I look at this vehicle and without even looking what it was, I immediately thought, this is a Volkswagen. This is, look at it. It looks like a Volkswagen. I don't mean anything ugly. It just looks like a damn Volkswagen. It looks like it's a Jetta truck. It's Jetta-like. It's got the angles and that reminds me, I need to get a Scirocco. Do they make a Scirocco? I bet they do. Scirocco, what was the super Scirocco that they made? Corrado. Those cars are cool, but man, leave it to the Germans to put like lights in weird places. I don't mean on the outside, I mean like the controls to turn them on. Those jokers just make things difficult. But then again, I'm used to the way that they do things. I'm used to the way the Japanese do things. So if you're not used to the way the Japanese things, you're probably going like, where the hell are the lights? I'm like, yeah, they're the same way they are. But like the windshield wipers are back asswards. Like we rented a BMW or something like that, like a BMW SUV. I think that's what it was on some trip. and it took me forever to find out freaking how to do the red light, the headlights, where they were. And then it started to rain, and I ended up, wanting to turn the windshield wipers on, and I turned my turn blinkers on. I'm like, man, you guys just put places in locations that I wouldn't have put them in. The Southern Cross is on the Australian flag. You could not fit a V8 into this. Has a V8? Is it back here? It's just not big enough for a V8. It doesn't look like that big of a vehicle. It looks, I mean, the lines on the vehicle look really good. I mean, it's a sleek looking vehicle, but who the hell would drive a purple one? Lesbians from the Outback or something. I don't know. It's a cool looking vehicle. Southern Cross is Australia. What? What are you talking about? Let's see what the hell this is. Southern Cross. Southern Cross sounds like, oh, that's the redneck symbol. Oh, it's a constellation. Yeah, nobody would get that. You would get it. Nobody would get that. Check out what a real Holden Ute looks like. Purple was the favorite color of hoons. Now I gotta look up what the hell a hoon is. Good Lord. You guys speak English down there? Hoon definition. It's not gonna be rude, is it? Oh, it's a hooligan. Purple? Really? I don't know. Thugs. Oh, hence the name Hoonigan. Okay. Popularized by rally driver Ken Block. Yeah, I know. Ken Block is a Subaru driver. Yeah. I need one of those. I need a Rex. I need a silver Rex. I found one. I just don't want to pay $20 freaking for one. Purple, the color of hoons. Huh. Well, it's a good looking vehicle. Hey, I've already given it the treatment, so we just got to wait for the weapons to come in. It's going to be something along the lines of something like this in the back. So if I make this turreted, this is 15 points. And if it's a car, it's 12. That could be its only weapon, and it's a 27-point vehicle. If I make it a truck, then we're starting to get into a vehicle that is the larger category. And I want to keep this in the 27-point category. So I might put a turreted like heavy machine gun, something on there. The other thing is if I use this, if I put this on here, it uses up all the points, but I still have a build slot left. So that's not smart, Technical purple. Well, I like it. Purple hoon, grape hoon. All right. So even though it only has one seat, this is going to be a buggy that is a two-seater. So first thing I'm thinking is maybe we need to hide what's inside here. So we've got this skeleton of stuff that's in here like this, and then this is going to fit inside of it like this. We're going to paint this, and probably all going to be like a gunmetal color. Australian thugs. They sit around going, oi, a lot, right? This has got Gaslands written all over it. And then we're going to have this double AK up here. Or this double looking AK looking thing. All right, so we could go ahead and paint all of this the gunmetal color, and we could probably paint all of this gunmetal as well, including the stabilizers up here. We're not going to do the wang. We're going to leave the wang alone. What's up, Tritarch? You missed yesterday's stream. Ooh, here's a vehicle for you. This thing's going to be really cool. Now, this is going to be a redneck truck. And the driver of this truck is probably going to be called Booger. Deluxe Towing, Kevin's 24-hour towing. That's not your real name, is it, Kevin? It's a Ford Transit Wrecker by Hot Wheels. It doesn't look like a Hot Wheels. I think this is a cool looking vehicle. Yeehaw, exactly. Exactly. Booger. Yeah, exactly. Instead of, Cooter, Booger. You're a Randall, okay. Randall, 2 L's. Heavy on the L. I don't care. It's just your first name. Randall's. Do you go by that? I had a guy I work with whose name was Randall, but that was his middle name. What was his first name? I don't remember what it was. Paul. He died suddenly, and I'm not kidding. Like, he came in one day and was fucking dead. It was like, man, he's only a couple years older than me, and he had some kind of weird. That's just fucked up. That's just fucked up. Booger. You have a nick. Oh, what's your handle? What's your CB handle? I know you have one. I know you have one. CB handles. One time I was I'm gonna start writing down people's handles when they come in. I gotta check the truck. I'm like, short fuse. That's a great one. That sounds like a name for a Skylanders. Because if you know what that is, bonus points if you know what a Skylanders is. It's nothing bad. Short fuse. Or a transformer. Short fuse, roll out. Short fuse sounds like a little guy. Oh wait, are you a little guy? Yeah, that would make sense. That's a good handle. That's a damn good handle. You're not that little, are you? You're a little guy? What are you? How little are you? Hell, well, you got a good personality for a little guy. You know what I mean? Whoa. 5'5". Yeah, you're a little guy. It's all right. It's all right. You're cool. You could fit in this thing more comfortably than I could. That's for sure. I'm normal size, except, I'm dad sized around the waist. That happens to all of us. Except for, the anorexic people. I don't have that problem. I'm on a seafood diet. I don't eat any worse than I was younger. The problem is I eat the same. I don't have that metabolism anymore. You're not insecure about your height, just not insecure about my baldness. I'm not insecure about my height, just like I'm not insecure about your baldness. What time is it in Florida? It is 9:20 p.m. And it's also the same time in South Kakalaki. Well, the thing is the bald thing, it happens to everybody. I mean, it's common, I'm starting to think that it might have something to do with, And this is just me spitballing. It might have something to do with having too much sugar. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, it's a common thing. You're not one of those people that has like no hair on their head and then you make up for it on your chin, or do you? Or like that one guy that I saw one time that had floating sideburns. He had like a shaved head, no chin hair, but then he had these sideburns that went from like basically where my hat is to here. They were just like floating there. You know, like these freaking hairy biscuits. Oh, I don't want it to be that time because then half my weekend's gone. We need this weekend to go really slow. Really, really slow. I think that is enough detail for that. This primer is just coming off in droves on this thing. So I don't know if this is going to work. Let's give it a good English try. You do have a nickname, Pookie. I like short fuse better, man. I'm calling you Pookie. Pookie, we're getting a little too intimate. You know what I'm saying? You don't want me calling you Pookie. What's up, my Pookie? Mm-mm. Rapper name, Pookie. DJ Magic Pookie. Being retired is always a weekend. Well, at least you don't live in my neighborhood. I hate you. We have too many retired people in this neighborhood. And I rush to come home to have lunch and like people just getting up. Like, you fucker. You know? I mean, they earned it. I get it, but I'm wondering if I'm going to get to earn it. These people, all they do is sit around working, mowing the lawn and shit like that. Like, I got important stuff to do, like painting toys. Because you're the youngest one at the shop. Old farts call me that. All right. You work with a bunch of, let's call them rednecks. You got to. You're a tow truck driver in freaking South Carolina, right? South Carolina is actually south of us. You know what I mean? My biggest gripe about country people, and I just mean redneck people or whatever, people that drive trucks, is that dangly ass arm out of the window. That drives me bananas. I want to take a 2x4 to that. That's a new thing. And I mean new thing like 20 years ago, people weren't doing that. What the hell is that all about? Do people just want to lose an appendage all of a sudden? All right, let's put this together and see what it looks like. All right, we're going to go here. We're going to go. It's like, what's buzzing? It's like, oh, they want me to take a survey. Well, that shit can wait. And then this goes like this. And then this little guy. Uh-oh. Don't get none on you. Man, this looks pretty freaking good now. We didn't do much. I'm actually going to hot glue gun this thing closed. There's really nothing else to do on the inside. I'm going to try to cover as much of this I can with this gun, and I may seal it up because I don't really want it to look like it's only a one-seat vehicle because it's supposed to have two seats. What do you mean? Like driving with the windows down, sometimes put your arm out to feel the wind? Yeah, that wasn't a thing 20 years ago. Like it just like, did you just cut open a fish and your hand smells like fish and you need to dangle out of your truck? I don't know. It just wasn't a thing. I just want to slap somebody. I'm the opposite. I lean towards the inside. Yeah, in South Carolina, you're not driving anywhere with the windows down, man. It's hot as hell. It's hot as hell. It's hot like here. It's like beach weather with no beach. You mother me cago en ti. We're gonna get Mexican lowriders here soon. But I just realized I've got 8 or 9 urban vehicles and like one redneck vehicle. And like I'm really enjoy doing the urban vehicles. I wouldn't drive one of them, but I think they're really cool. I have done I didn't see what I dislike people who modify a trust account on squat, look stupid and you blind people at night. Yep. Yeah, that wasn't a thing either. I have one Gaslands vehicle, one Gaslands video that I did playing with myself. And I haven't done one with other people because the conditions aren't right. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I don't think that the games are super long. They're certainly interesting. Interesting stuff has happened every single game. Oh, this just has one on the front. How odd. Okay. Well, that'll work. Done. Okay. I've done one game that was just kind of a learning game. For some of my viewers wanted to see it. And I played a game by myself, and but none with anybody else in them. It's coming. It's just not. Work's got to slow down a little bit. I just can't imagine like editing a video too. Like work is like, it's the craziest I've seen in 32 years. It's out of control. So. And there's really kind of like no end in sight. So that's kind of a problem. Watching 1985 movie Brazil. Is that a movie with neo-Nazis? Is that a movie with... That's Boys from Brazil. All right, Greg, thanks for stopping by. Can't say I've seen it. All right, we're going to prime this grill. This is a Fiat, supposedly. This doesn't look anything like a Fiat. A Fiat with a couple of AKs on it, huh? Can't have that in Italy. I don't think I'd ever have an AK. The idea of having some Soviet weapon just doesn't excite me. Hard to get excited about a Soviet weapon. been doing a lot of repos lately. I got a bad feeling the economy is going to take an epic shit. I don't think so. I think that if it does, there might be in for some trouble. I think they're just, they're just printing money like there's no tomorrow. And, every country's doing it. I see people with all kinds of vehicles that, COVID fucking ruined everything. It really escalated the pace of everything. And I don't think there's any coming back from it. But like when I did my last lease, I wanted to re-up and do another vehicle that basically cost the same as the vehicle I was already paying. And I was paying $400 a month or something like that for this vehicle. And I was just like, okay, we'll go into another vehicle and pay the same amount. And that it all of a sudden the lease payments doubled after COVID. And I'm like, fuck this shit, and you still see people with you see people with cars that cost twice what that car cost. And it's like, I don't know these people. I don't know who's giving these people loans. Who's paying $2,000 pay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense. But the whole thing where it's like, well, that's just how much things cost, and that's how much we'll have to pay now. That shit doesn't fly with me. Like, no, it fucking doesn't. Prussian blue. Is that what we want to use? There is a blue here that's really, really dark. Oh, dark Prussian blue. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly the same color. It just needs to be similar-ish. And we're going to add some silver to it. Honestly, I think this Prussian. Let's see how this handles silver. Call me a boomer. I drive a vehicle until the wheels fall off. It becomes prohibitively expensive. Well, see, here's the thing. If you go and you replace something that works fine, you're basically just throwing money away. I wouldn't call you a boomer. It's just, we're not made of fucking money, You got to be smart with it. And it's just annoying to see people just like acting like they're made out of money, because you're never going to like make things come down. I went and I this particular dealership that we had done business with for about a decade, and this guy who leased us a car before, I talked to him right after COVID. I'm like, man, why do these prices go all the way up like this, and you guys have no inventory? And this guy flat out told me, oh, I like it when we don't have any inventory because everything sells. And it took everything in me not to basically cuss him out. And all I could come up with is like, you're a consumer too, man. You're a consumer too. I say it all the time that when you have options, the consumer wins. And there's so many situations where it seems like every day the consumer is getting bent, and we're all consumers. And I think that might do it. Only reason I don't have my old Silverado is the engine was worn out. I had 208,000 miles. Yeah, it's time to change that out. It's like if you have a TV. Let's say you have a TV, it's like a 50-inch TV, and you want to get a 95-inch TV, right? As soon as you get for your living room, right? As soon as you get that 95-inch TV, I don't even know if they make a 95-inch TV, but you get my point. As soon as you get that 95-inch TV, that 50-inch TV is like doesn't exist. It's like useless to you. So you basically, quote unquote, threw away something that worked just fine, just because something was better. I feel that same way about phones. I don't buy another phone until something happens catastrophically to the phone I have, or it doesn't work anymore. do a color check. That's pretty fucking close. All right, what do we want? We definitely want this center part, this color. Let's start off with that. Yeah, as soon as you go and you do and get an upgrade, then you're basically just throwing something away, That works fine. If it doesn't work, it's different. Yeah, just because there's something better, well, there's always going to be something better. Oh man, Justin, you'll never believe what happened while you were gone. I'd tell you, but you wouldn't believe it. What? That's pretty close. God, it's fighting the damn lighting every time. Let's get a little bit of water. Going pike fishing tomorrow. Keep things till breaks when it comes to burn. There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good habit to get in. It's a good habit to get in. I'll tell my wife all the time, I'm like, hey, can I get one of these? And she'll go, sure. And I go, okay, I just want to check. And I'll buy it. All right. Now I'm going to add more of this color and just give it some depth because it's a little thin. It's a little thin on the color. I think I'm going to leave black on the ends. Give it a nice little contrast. Sweet car, put in the post, put every car in the post. I don't know, man. I got a lot to do. I do on Facebook, man. But I try to do that, but sometimes I forget. Really dislike things makes it damn cheap and shoddy. We live in a throwaway society and dislike that. Yep. Yeah, I don't like when people don't give a shit about stuff. We need to give more of a shit about things, not less. Don't have Facebook. Facebook's great for the hobby. You debating whether I need to go ahead and make a Facebook. Not a fan of social media. I use it for the hobby. I don't use it for news or famous people. What's that one that X or that thing's worthless. That thing's absolutely worthless. I figured I was like, oh, let me use it for some hobby stuff. Oh, and they want you specifically to like follow somebody that's famous. I don't give a shit about famous people. They're weird, man. I don't want to be famous. Oh, you got to pick a politician or sports thing. I don't care about any of those people. Care about your 2 acres. Do you have 2 acres? Is somebody right next to those 2 acres, or you've got like unclaimed land between there? Because 2 acres is fine to have, but you don't get that much privacy. Somebody's 2 acres away from you, or technically an acre away from you, assuming your house is in the middle of the property. You know, normally I'd be like, man, what do I need all the privacy for? There's some nosy motherfuckers out there. Trying to get 17. If I walk to my backyard, I see a farm field that's 200 acres. Can I make a bullshit account with a handle and all that? Don't want people following me. Yeah, you can make a fake one. You can make up a fake name, I think. You don't want people following you because you repo vehicles. I'm gonna come after you. You took my Cadillac. 400 acres of farmland, exactly. Your cows and stuff like that. If I wake up in the morning, I frequently hear a little owl, which, you know, I like hearing all those. I'm a big fan of, what are those things called? Birds of prey. I like birds of prey. I don't have any cats or anything like that, so I don't care about going after Fifi or whatever. Well, Fifi's a candy ass dog, not a cat. Speaking of candy ass, that'd be a good name for a car. I gotta get a candy ass. I got a candy. I like naming these things. People, these millennials will like, you know, have to fold their tampon over with. You know, I got that monster truck that I'm gonna call Pussyfoot. Where is it? Let me go grab it. And I'll tell you why it's called Pussyfoot. Here it is. Finally found a monster truck that wasn't humongous. You know, they don't have that many damage points. This thing. Okay? Look at it. There's like a panther on the side of it. And there's a panther's foot. Pussyfoot. And all this red shit will be metallic colored. What is this? A Chevy? Is it a Ford? Looks like a Ford. Oh, it says Bronco on it. Okay. Yeah, I haven't decided what it should be armed with though. Not a Ram. The whole thing is it actually can drive over vehicles, and the game allows you to drive over vehicles. So 6687, nice. Yay, monster truck. Okay, should I move this up in the queue? I haven't done one yet. I have a monster truck that's on. I wanted to get that's literally a unicorn, and the problem is it's big. It's probably twice as big as this. So the tires are like that. It's too large. You know, like something like that should have like 60 hit points, and it doesn't. It's got like 20. I'm like, okay, this looks more like a 20-point vehicle. You know. You live on 2.2 acres. Most of it's pines and ash trees. You end up getting a lot of like pine pollen. We got pine trees all around us. I mean, they're tall. You can see through them, but man, this pollen season, everything's freaking yellow. Everything's yellow. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on top. I may make a little platform for it, just a little flat piece here. And we have double guns here up top. And this vehicle is going to have a hot start, which basically means at the beginning of the game, it can roll to see what gear it starts in. And, you know, so you roll, it happens to be a vehicle that can go up to 6th gear. So you could roll 6 and start in 6th gear, which should be pretty handy. Get away from anybody. You can play out long straight and just tell everybody to just kiss your ass, you know? Like, I'm gone. No pollen, too cold. There's got to be some pollen. Otherwise, how do you make more pine trees? Pine, oak, dogwood, poplar, gum on this land, although my dad's half has all the dogwoods. Blue spruce. It's not very blue, is it? It's just a green tree with a glimmer of blue. Oh, it's just ever so slightly small. I'm going to put a cover on it because I don't want this to look like a vehicle that only has one dude in it. I'm just looking to see if there's a piece that's already kind of pre-cut. Weeping Willow at the old place when I was growing up when we lived near a lake. Yeah, those things love being near lakes, don't they? They're just near a lake and they're always weeping because they wanted to be, man, I wish I could go for a swim. I'm a fucking tree. That's my weeping willow voice. Those things shed in the wintertime? You hope you get -6. Huge tree. Wonder if it's still there. Yeah. Maybe if it's too close to the water, though, it could actually, like, cave in. You know what I mean? Like it. Well, I could have just done this. A double machine gun of that. It's too late. We made a decision. Oh, a basket case. Jeez, this actually has some potential. Oh, geez. That actually looks pretty damn good. Put the 2 AKs on a little. This is like a free basket came with something. I like that. And it covers up the thing. I think we're going to roll with that. Yeah, on the cold nights we don't have any clouds either. However, it is not touching bottom. So I think what I'm going to do is let's get our X-Acto knife. Night should always be cold. I can actually handle it being 100 and something in the daytime. I just can't handle it being 87 at night. Because 87 comes with those damn bugs. Let's chop this down to nothing. Or close to nothing. Oh, we're gonna need a new blade for this. This might be a 3D print material that's very hard to work with. One of the 3D printing guys that I got, some of the 3D printing stuff before, I like this 3D printing stuff and I really like the price on it, but the material that he uses is so damn hard, you can't clean any of the flash on it. Can't, like, it's got some of those lines. I'm like, oh, I'll just sand those lines off or I'll scrape them off. It's so damn hard. It's the craziest thing. I've been trying to go for a walk every day, but I don't want to walk at night because then, I got to bring a friend with me. I'm not walking at night without a friend. And that's just from, a dog or something like that. The old neighborhood never had loose dogs. Well, there was a couple of them that got loose. I don't really care if they're loose as long as they're not aggressive. No, not scared. Just don't want to bring my peace with me. Although the other neighborhood, we did have a legitimate crazy person. We were waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, going for a walk, and this one guy was like confrontational because he was doing drugs or something that made him aggressive. Like, you probably shouldn't do those freaking drugs then, man. That shit should relax you. Well, speaking of vampire, I actually have a vampire vehicle coming up at some point. I showed that to you guys. It won't actually be a vampire inside, but just some guy has a hard on for vampires. Yeah, I think I could go a little lower. That way the gun's not cocked and you can see light underneath it. I don't want to walk at night. That's my painting time. Make a car look like an RC car drone looking no wing. You know, I've I've got the RC car coming. This is what it looks like. And it actually come like I cut off the whip. So it's just kind of like a, you ever tell you got shot at from a repo job once? Man, that's not, did you return fire? That's not cool, man. They don't pay you enough for that shit. It actually has an RC car on the back. And where are the RC cars that I'm going to use? I know they're up here. I think I pulled them out. Did I put them here? They're micro machines. So they're bigger than they should be, but they're actually, they can detonate in the game and stuff. Here they are. There's two. Where's the third one? This is the one that's shitty. And another one that's like this one. You get a kick out of this. Let's see. Here it is. And they're not going to be on stands. This game doesn't have things on stands. So it's a dropped weapon. And I actually have really, 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 really small guns. So that's what they're going to have. I don't know if that'll be cool, but it'll be something different. Of course it'll be cool. I don't know if it'll be a viable weapon. Yeah, I don't pay you enough to get shot at, man. That's not. Yeah, so that's coming up. That's coming up soon. That's coming up soon. Yeah, it'll be good for some laughs. It's definitely going to be, which is really my big motivator to do this stuff, is really just to have a good time and crack up over stupid shit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we got to use the slow moving super glue for this. That one hasn't been opened yet. That one hasn't been opened yet. That one has been opened. Yeah, they basically are a vehicle that has a pistol. They're treated like a pistol. And they're automatically in third gear. They can't switch gears or anything. But they can detonate, and the detonation is actually pretty. An RC car bomb, but it also has some kind of a shooting mechanism in it. And they're a dropped weapon that has an ammo of 3, so you can have 3 cars. Might be fun. That's going to be one of the nerd burglar cars. Okay, so this is going to end up going glued up here like so. We still have, oh yeah, we do. What time is it? I better not touch that. That's coffee. We don't need coffee at this time. What about a drag racing car? Yes. You're talking about an actual dragster. Here's the problem with the dragster. It has a jet engine. And the way a jet engine hits is it basically has it's nitrous that you hit every turn. So it has a nitro and you have to hit it every turn. So you're going to basically like crash on the first turn. I'm going to prime this before we glue it down. Then we can paint whatever the hell this is on it. This little bastard's going to be cool. This little bastard's going to be good. And it's a cheap vehicle. So there's a good chance if you decide to play this, you get 2 vehicles instead of 1. Like that one and where's the toilet bowl one? The toilet bowl one is also like a really cheap one. That's going to be a buggy as well. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. You guys still on? You're off. Go chill with the waifu. Yeah, I'm going to cut off too. I'll be back on in the morning at my usual dark 30 time. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you on the flip side. Bye bye.